efficient outside who has been consistent throughout the course of her career with the Golden Flashes.
And she's a player that has been consistent for a Kent State team that hasn't been very consistent this season. She's a junior, and she made the MAC all-freshman team, obviously, as a freshman. And that's something that's been really important, especially for Kent State, has been that consistency.
Meanwhile, on the other side, someone that has also been super consistent, Cam Hunt. After a tremendous freshman season, all-freshman team this season, she leads the MAC in kills.
Yeah, and you mentioned her freshman season. She's seen so much improvement since then. Last season, at the end of the season, she posted 269 kills. Now she's at 290. So the improvement that we've seen from her has been absolutely tremendous.
Yeah, trying to help jolt the Bobcats into the top 6 of the Mid-American Conference standings. And those MAC standings are brought to you by Conn's Potato Chips. Ohio has to win this game, it feels like, tonight, just because of what lies ahead for the Bobcats. They still have to play Central Michigan, Bowling Green, and Buffalo. Those are the top 3 teams right now in the league, which is wide open. Western Michigan, who won the league last year, they're sitting at 4-4, just like the Ohio Bobcats. All right, for more on this matchup, let's send it to the third member of our team, Quinn Elfers. Quinn, what's happening?
Sam, if there's one thing to expect in this game, it's to expect the unexpected. Both teams will be implementing different matchups and rotations throughout the game to see what clicks. After the Bobcats wins versus Miami on Saturday, head coach Jeff Carlson told us he's still looking to find that missing piece. He told us he's trying to find the right physicality from his players up front. Meanwhile, Kent State head coach Haley Eckerman came into this season with 10 new Golden Flashes and said, I have the depth and different options to run different things each match and each set. It'll be very interesting to see the teams line up the strategies as the game progresses here in the Convo.
All right, we are just about set for first serve inside the Convocation Center. But first, our keys to the game, powered by GoMart. Kent State is struggling this season, no denying that. They're 1-17 overall, 0-8 in Mid-American Conference play. However, of late, this is a team that's been pretty solid at the net when it comes to blocking. They are coming off a weekend in which they had 19 blocks in one match. So they're going to be keying in on the nets. How about Ohio?
Yeah, and we've, again, just like you said, we have some keys for Ohio. That serve and pass is really good, what they're going to want to be focused on. Sorry. They had 8 aces last week, but 22 errors. They're last on the MAC for serving, so that's going to be really important for them.
All right, we are underway. Here's Darby Ricketts. That's tipped over. Point to Kent State. On that right side, Anna Shoemake was involved, and the Golden Flashes lead 1-0. So Kent State 1-17 overall, 0-8 in league play, trying to pick up their first MAC win of the season as Kent State starts off with a 2-0 advantage. Meanwhile, Ohio, Lucy, is sitting at 4-4 in the league, and this is a very winnable match for them before the schedule gets very tough.
Absolutely, and just like you said, they've had a really tough schedule. They've yet to play the top 3 up there yet, and that would be, obviously, Buffalo's up there. We've seen... Central Michigan, Buffalo, and Bowling Green. They've yet to play either 3 of them, so this is definitely going to be a big prep game for them.
And in a blink of an eye, here we go. 3-0 start for Kent State, so they quickly force Ohio to take a timeout as we will step aside and come back and give you more of the first set on ESPN+. Back inside the Convocation Center, Kent State. This is a team that, again, led by Mackenzie McGuire, but also... they are very young, especially at the outside and middle blocker positions. As Bryn Yonke quickly sets Darby Ricketts. And off to the right side, Anna Shoemake, and she delivers a kill. The senior from Dayton, Ohio, coming off 24 kills in 2 matches this past weekend as we take a look at the Ohio starters. Again, youth, Lucy, is the name of the game for the Bobcats as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And a name that I'm really looking at on there is Kendall Hickey. She's got 326 digs to date, and that's going to be something really important for the Bobcats is defense.
Yeah, great point. Kendall Hickey, according to Coach Carlston, is the stabilizer of that back row. This is her first season as the full starting libero. She was a defensive specialist her freshman year as Darby Ricketts swings into the net. And it's a 5-1 start for Kent State. So Ohio playing their 3rd match in 5 days. You wonder how much fatigue is in Ohio right now, or is it just Kent State coming out and playing flawlessly? Cam Hunt from the outside, kaboom, Cam bam boom. The max leader in kills delivers, and that is her first of the night.
And there she is. That will be the 300th kill for Cam Hunt. Big accomplishment for her.
Yeah, she has absolutely turned the volume up from freshman to sophomore year. Here's Brignacki, the freshman setter for Sierra Evans, who plops that wide, point Kent State. The one thing that really jumped out when you look at Ohio's victory against Miami, their last match, a 4-set victory, was how they utilized Darby Ricketts. She primarily played back row, but she's also capable of playing in the front row, and there's Darby who can't get there. So that's going to be interesting to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. And what Coach Carlston said was that Darby and McKenna, they were an unstoppable pair. He's been kind of playing around with that combo, and clearly that's going to be hopefully working out for them.
Yeah,
for Bobcats.
We'll see if McKenna Schaefer and Darby Ricketts rotate in and out. But so far, Kent State is off to a 7-3 start. And this is at the service line for the Golden Flashes, Liliana Makura. Brignacki pushes it out to Cam Hunt and cracks that one long. Point Kent State. An 8-3 start for the Golden Flashes. And this is a bit of a surprise for Ohio because despite the 4-4 record in league play, they have won 6 of their 8 first sets in the 8 conference matches. So they've won set 1, but they're not off to a strong start here. Here's Kendall Hickey, an out-of-system set for Cam Hunt. Salvaged by the Golden Flashes. Hunt from the outside, and this time she delivers her second kill. And a much-needed side-out after a 3-0 run.
Yeah, and something that Coach Carlson really emphasized was ball placement. He was talking about that, especially with Ricketts, about that encouragement, talking about how much talent she has, so working on a lot of different shots. It's really important to get a variety of different ball placement in there so it's not as predictable where you're putting it.
Kent State responds from the right side. Anna Shoemake, the senior, who again is coming off a brilliant weekend despite 2 losses. 24 kills, only 4 attack errors, and 42 swings.
And we talked about consistency pregame with Mackenzie McGuire, and Anna Shoemake is definitely one of those players to watch as well.
Kent State's used 2 setters this season. Kendall White is on the floor right now for the Golden Flashes, and that point goes to Ohio. And Cam Hunt will serve. 9-5 lead for Kent State, looking for their first conference win of this season. This is an out-of-system free ball from Kent State. And now Anya Harchinska from the outside. Back row attack, nice work. Mackenzie McGuire, the junior, 6 rotation right there. That's pretty impressive to see her go from the back row.
And that ball nicked right off of Charity McKellar. That's a junior out of Toledo, Ohio. She's got 330 assists this year.
Here is Charity McKellar, pushes that out to McKenna Schaefer, stopped at the net. Nicely done by Kendall White, the setter, playing front row. And what a start for Kent State, 11-5 over the Bobcats.
And just as you said, Sam, this is not what we were expecting coming into this. Ohio has been very dominant, especially in set 1.
Yep.
So we'll see how they kind of bounce back from the 6-point deficit.
Yeah, again, Ohio has won the first set in 6 of their 8 conference matches. Despite the 4-4 record, they've won set 1 6 of 8 times. Here's Kendall Hickey, the libero for the Bobcats. Kendall White, the setter for Kent State. And that swing is wide from Nadia Miller, the freshman from Bowling Green, Ohio. One of 6 freshmen on this Kent State roster.
Yeah, and we emphasized how young this team really is.
And just a lot of fresh bodies as Kendall Hickey registers a service ace, her 12th of the season.
We're seeing these Bobcats kind of rally back. That's something that Coach Carlson really emphasized as well, was fearlessness. That resilience is extremely important, especially in a deficit.
Nice roll shot, and it's Mackenzie McGuire from the outside. A tale of two matches this past weekend against Miami and Ball State for the Golden Flashes star outside hitter as we take another look. In match 1, 13 kills, 10 errors, but then in match 2 of the weekend, Mackenzie, 11 kills, only 3 errors. Anya Harchinska with a feathery touch at a system kill. That's one thing Cam Hunt said a couple of days ago, is Anya Harchinska is great at out-of-system kills. Here's Bryn Yonke at the service line, the freshman setter from Westfield, Wisconsin. And Ohio, key to the game, Lucy, was serve and pass, and the serving has been really, really impressive.
And clearly that's something they have been working on, especially with that resilience. It's so important.
That is the second service ace of the set. And Bryn Yonke's 8th of the season off the overpass. Kaboom! Liz Horline, 6th in the Mackin hitting percentage. That was automatic.
Taking another look at this, we did talk earlier about ball placement. It's really important to get the variety, especially on both sides of the court. Your opponent's not going to expect that.
That first contact so key for both teams. Serve, receive, as Kent State answers right back, a 13-11 lead for Kent State, a team that's been swept 12 times this season. This looks like a team that is playing maybe their best volleyball of the season right now.
Absolutely, and the next couple of points will tell us if Ohio's tired or if Kent State is really coming back in this.
Up at the net, there is Anna Shoemake and Liliana Makura, a middle blocker and an outside getting involved.
Ohio still down, has not taken the lead yet this set.
McKenna Schaefer from the outside. She tools the block. And that's the rotation we've talked about. You'll see McKenna Schaefer come off the floor. Darby Ricketts heads to the back row to serve. That's what happened last time out against Miami, and it worked.
Absolutely, and exactly what I was talking about. Again, that ball placement. You saw that tip off of the blocker's hand. It's really important.
It is very important. As Darby serves long there. And this is Mackenzie McGuire at the service line, 2022 MAC all-freshman team. First freshman at Kent State to lead the team in kills since 2018. And now in her junior season. Cross-court swing, Cam Hunt. Shot placement. She can basically put it anywhere on the other side of the court.
And we saw that diving effort there from Greta Bolognini. That was really important for her. She was Region 9 Libero of the Year in 2023. Somebody that Kent State has been utilizing a lot.
Yeah, Greta Bolognini, her first season with Kent State as the Golden Flashes pick up the point there. So that's also a transition. One of 4 transfers for Kent State this year. And Greta Bolognini transferred from McCook Community College, a junior college.
And she is out of Italy. She's international outside the U.S., so.
Nice diving effort, Kendall White, Kent State setter. Ohio out of system. Here's Cam Hunt, and a rejection from the rooftop. How about it? Anna Shoemake along with Liliana Makura, and Kent State with 3 blocks.
Liliana Makura has 41 total blocks this season. It's really impressive, especially with her height. She's 6'1". Important to utilize right up there at the net.
A response immediately from Liv Gardner, the Loyola Chicago transfer, who comes off for the Bobcats. Liv Gardner last weekend, 12 kills and 3 blocks. Ohio split the weekend at home, a 5-set loss to Ball State and a 4-set win against their arch rival Miami. Anya Harchinska from the right side. Bolognini. And Harchinska cranks that one over. Anya Harchinska's second kill.
And we saw something that Coach Carlson had been talking to us about. It was about their transition. They wanted to work on that last week. That's what he told us on Thursday. Was transitioning from defense into making something happen, and that's clearly something that they have been improving on because that's what we just saw.
And it's something that has taken time this season because going all the way back to the beginning of the season when I spoke to Coach Carlson, he said, look, this is a young team. We know there's going to be growing pains. So to your point about what you just outlined from the conversation Thursday, that's been an ongoing theme. Can we continue to be consistent with that as Cam Hunt tools the block and heads back to the service line?
And Ohio tightening the gap here.
Yeah, they are within 2. They haven't led in this set. Remember, they have won 6 of their 8 conference matches, despite the 4-4 record. From the outside, and that's overcooked. Karina Salinas, the redshirt senior from Mission, Texas, too strong, and Ohio's within a point.
And you were talking about that strength. It's really important to get that wrist snapping down, make sure that gets inbounds because power always isn't always what you need. You need power, you need strategy. Absolutely.
As Karina Salinas heads to the service line. Second season at Kent State. Started her college journey at Texas A&M International at JUCO. Anya Harchinska from the right side, and she tools the block. Ohio within a point. Harchinska's third kill on 5 swings.
And there is our player to watch, Mackenzie McGuire.
She tried to get up there. She tried. Yep. Just could not switch and put that ball back. Ohio puts this one back, though, with a block from Liz Horline and Anya Harchinska. Wow. That's Ohio's first block of the set. Kent State has 4.
And we are now all tied up at 19.
Here's Kendall White, the junior setter. Dump attempt. Kendall White, the junior from the state of Ohio, just surpassed 1,000 career assists for her career. Here she picks up a kill.
And that is exactly the strategy that we're talking about. You don't expect your opponent on the other side to just have those 2 touches. I think that's really important, especially with that ball placement right in the middle of the court. But you don't expect the 2 touches. Something that can throw your opponent off.
Yeah, and Coach Carlson here chatting with the down ref right now. I'm not sure if it's about whether or not this was a ball handling error. Obviously, if you've been following the sport of volleyball, there was a rule change from last year to this year where they did away with calling ball handling errors on sets. This was not a set. This was a setter attack. So if you do have a double hit on a set or on an attack, then they'll call it. But that's not what we're being told. They're actually reviewing. They're going to review and see if Ohio got their hand under the ball, and in which case the point should have continued. So here we're going to get another look at this. Shout out to our crew right here. We're going to watch and see.
That is close.
Yeah. I think Charity McKellar.
Looks like she got her hand under that.
Great
Let's
angle
take a
right
look
here.
From the bottom. It looks to me, Sam, like she got her hand under that.
I think so. I think with how much velocity came after it hit probably her knuckles, that really sprung up off of her hands.
See the official taking another look.
In which case they'd probably redo the point if that's the case.
I think so.
What a first set, though.
Yeah.
20-19. Kent State's led the entire way. Ohio's fought back.
Mm-hmm. About to get another angle here. Diving effort from Charity McKellar.
I think she got there. I really do.
And she has also improved this season. Charity McKellar is a setter. She had 271 assists last year, and now she's posting 330. Again, we talked about the improvement with Cam Hunt, and she's not the only one. Charity McKellar has posted a lot of improvement as well.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a spin cycle for Ohio at the setter position over the last couple of seasons. Last year, Leah Shoemate was on track to be the starting center, but she tore her ACL in the preseason, and so that set her back, obviously. So Charity McKellar was thrusted in there because Parker Kaitowski also was in and out of the lineup as well. So you had two setters that were hurt, and it was really just Tria McLean and Charity McKellar last year, and now Charity is back and trying to mentor Bryn Yankee. That's been the two primary players at the center spot this year.
And she's definitely filled those shoes. Get the call here.
It's gonna stand. So wow, I guess it may have hit part of the floor that we did not see. That's why we don't have binoculars. We don't have that X-ray vision, Lucy.
It is harder for us to see down here than those officials. Or up here. We're up.
We are far from the floor, but they're gonna say point Kent State. Service error right out of the review, though, and we're tied at 20.
See if Ohio can take that first lead. Again, this is not something that we were expecting. Ohio is 4-4 in the MAC. Kent State 0-8. So we'll see if they can post their first MAC win of the season.
Here's Bryn Yankee at the service line. Ohio trying to make something happen. Not quite. Mackenzie McGuire, excellent tool on the outside, and she's got 4 kills on 7 swings.
Earlier we saw a block of hers get deflected. Let's take a look at it again. That's where you really get to utilize the power of your front row. The height is really important there.
Here's Olivia Gardner from the right side. She answers right back and ties this setup at 21 apiece. We take another look at that. No chance for Bologna.
She was there, but that power, a little too much.
Olivia Gardner, Liz Horline, Cam Hunt playing in the front row right now for Ohio. Here is Cam Hunt, rises up. And now Bologna setting to the right side. Shoemake, rejected. And Ohio has its first lead of the set, 22-21.
And something we've seen a lot of from Kent State is when that ball comes over, it goes off of their hands a certain way. That's why you got to angle it a little bit differently, make sure it goes in towards the court as opposed to outside of it. That'll keep the ball inbounds, keep it in play, get a good rally going. But Ohio takes their first lead of the set.
Yeah, we'll keep it here on ESPN+. So Kent State, they have led for the majority of this set until now. The Golden Flashes led by third-year head coach Haley Eckerman. Her record 20-56 since she has taken over at Kent State. Trying to get this team in the right direction. Coach Eckerman has a decorated playing career. She's a 4-time All-American and a 2012 national champion at Texas, a powerhouse in volleyball. Just a decorated young career for Coach Eckerman.
Yeah, and she's done a lot more off the court as well. She formed the first All-African-American team to compete and win the USA Open Nationals. That was called Team Dream. So she's done a lot off the court as well. Very, very decorated.
Yeah, played professionally at South Korea, Puerto Rico, Azerbaijan, Italy, Russia. I remember a conversation I had with her last year. She actually said she felt like the team was treated, everybody was treated like a LeBron James in South Korea. Sometimes those international countries, they have that feeling of wanting to treat you like you're the best of the best.
Yeah, and you mentioned all that experience, and she said that experience helps her players see the game better, and it helps her relate to them in a better way as well.
Well, her team has certainly come to play today. Put the record aside, Kent State having one of their best all-around sets in 2024. Bryn Yankee pushes it out. Cam Hunt. Bologna digs. And now Anna Shoemake from the right side. We're tied at 22. Anna Shoemake with her 4th kill on 6 swings for the senior from Dayton, Ohio. And here is Mackenzie McGuire at the service line, the junior from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Nice up, but it's an overpass from Mackenzie McGuire. And this time, no up. And Ohio gets the kill. Cam Hunt 23-22.
Angling your wrists up there is extremely important. Getting that height for making sure your setter can get there for that second touch, really, really important.
Here's Liz Horline at the service line. Kendall White with a back set for Anna Shoemake. Diving effort from Darby Ricketts. Not going to work out. And these two teams trading points since they've hit the 20s.
Now knotted up at 23. Reminder, sets go to 25, but if we're outside of 2 points, it's going to keep going until there's a 2-point victory.
Yeah, good refresher there as Bryn Yankee sets Cam Hunt. That is so crafty, just bangs it off of Anna Shoemake's fingertips, and Ohio has set point.
We have seen a lot of points go towards the teams that have blocks, and then they get deflected off of it to the right. Unable to recover offensively.
Yeah, Ohio's done a great job of tooling the block, no doubt. Charity McKellar, high set Cam Hunt. Now Kendall White. And Katrina Salinas, they want to touch, they don't get it. And Ohio comes back and grabs set one, but Coach Eckerman's going to challenge this call. I don't blame her, given that set is on the line.
Set's on the line. This is, again, probably the best volleyball we've seen Kent play all season long. Kent is last in the MAC right now. Ohio, 7th in the MAC.
Yeah, Kent State is also last in the MAC in certain categories, certain statistical categories as well. Last in hit percentage. Their team hit percentage this season is 147. They're last in kills and assists, but that's why you can't pay attention to the record. And that goes back to, yeah, they're checking the touch here. I was just going to close my point there and say, Kendall Hickey told me a couple weeks ago, same mindset every game. All right, no team is easy. Can't look at the record. What do we think here, though? Do we see a touch?
I don't see a touch. Again, we can't see it as well as the refs down there, but I don't see a touch down there. Watch it again.
Watch to see if there's a fingertip that moves. Those fingertips can get you.
Normally you can watch that ball as well. If the ball goes slightly more up, but to me it looks like it just went straight, in a straight down arc.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to overturn it, but we were wrong the first time, so.
It's also true, but, we were looking for a call that would overturn this. I think here I'm agreeing with the officials. I don't see a touch there. Again, you need a lot to overturn a call like this, and to me, I don't see enough to do that, which would give Ohio the first victory of the game.
Yeah, it would be huge. We're talking about an Ohio team that's been so good in set one. They're going to keep the call the way it is. So Ohio now has won set one in 7 of their 9 conference matches, but only 4 of those 7 have translated to Charleston. Year 4 of stint 2 at Ohio University. And he told us a couple of days ago after the win against Miami on their schedule right now, he actually said he was chatting with the Ball State coach, and the Ball State coach told him, look, I feel like you've got the toughest MAC schedule in the conference right now with the fact that you still have to play the top 3 teams. They've got their hands full, but it's a good challenge.
That's really something that we've been talking about. Coach Carlson has been named MAC Coach of the Year 4 times and the Mid-East Region Coach of the Year 2 times. Really consistent figure that this team has needed. I think it's been really important, especially in that difficult schedule that you've been talking about. Again, to emphasize the fact that Ohio has not played 1, 2, and 3 in the MAC. Central Michigan, Bowling Green, and Buffalo, all 7 and 2 in the MAC. That's some steep competition, and that's why these games just get more and more important.
It's funny, Coach Carlson, he said after that win against Miami, quote, "We always make it interesting, right?" And he had a big smile on his face. This team has absolutely been through some really intense, high-level matches that date all the way back to the non-conference. Their trip out to California as Cam Hunt registers a cross-court kill. They played in 2 5-set matches out in California. They played a top 20 Southern Cal team and took the first set in that match. Like, this team has shown flashes of brilliance. Setter dump, that's brilliant. Kendall White, it's spooky season in October.
Yeah, and something really, really important for Kent State now after they lost that first set, something really important is that resilience, making sure they keep their heads up and knowing that they had the lead pretty much the whole time in those sets. Very important to keep that resilience.
Excellent hustle from Kent State, but it doesn't work out.
And again, we can see that hustle, that loss. Doesn't look like it's phasing them right now. So we see if that hustle continues.
Liz Horline to serve, the senior from Mason, Ohio, middle blocker. Kendall White, quick set in the middle for Macura. And Liliana Macura, the redshirt sophomore from Lakeway, Texas, first season at Kent State. Another junior college transfer from Odessa College in Texas.
Looks like a little bit of miscommunication there. The most important thing that you can have on that volleyball court is communication.
Now, we just heard it from Ohio on that Darby Ricketts serve receive, and look at that, an in-system boom from Cam Hunt. That's her 9th kill already.
See that again. Look at that power.
It was a great, great pass from Darby Ricketts off that serve, which is why she's one of the best in the back row. There's Kendall Hickey in the back row. Now Cam Hunt from the outside. Kendall White, the junior setter, pushes it out to Salinas, and Darby Ricketts tries to rescue this. But Karina Salinas, the redshirt senior from Mission, Texas, registers her first kill after 6 swings and 2 attack errors.
We heard them call her Darby Danger Ricketts, and we can see why. That diving effort, extremely important.
Yeah, she rescues a lot of points for the Bobcats. Salinas, and Cam Hunt takes care of that free ball.
Taking advantage of the space on that court. When you can read that in the air and you can see where people are not on the court, that's where you're going to get the most points.
What a start for Cam Hunt. She is the max leader in kills, nearly 4 kills per set for the sophomore. And that is just poked long, point Ohio.
Ohio taking the lead early here. Changing direction from the first set.
Yeah, Ohio did not have a lead since the very ending portion of that set, when the teams were in the 20s. As Anya Harchinska tools the block, she's got her 4th kill. Ohio looking to continue momentum from this past weekend, their 4-set win against Miami. They've won 12 of the previous 13 meetings against Kent State coming into today. Harchinska, too powerful. Some smoke behind that, 7-3 Bobcats. And Ohio is on a 4-0 run.
And we talked about Cam Hunt being on that all-freshman team in 2023. Anya Harchinska also on the team in 2022, posting 265 kills so far, and we can see why.
Yeah, and she backed that up last season with a first-team All-MAC selection. This year, preseason All-MAC selection. Ohio scrambles here. Anya Harchinska, there's an example of how good Anya Harchinska is on out-of-system swings. Here she is again, and gets a kill off of an out-of-system attack.
As I said before, we've seen a lot of powerful kills from Anya, but something really important is getting that variety in there. We saw the tip, and that's not something that they were expecting off her, because we saw 2 consecutive kills in that rally right there.
Yeah, a lot of versatility on the swing from Anya Harchinska. And I remember after the win against Miami, Anya Harchinska talked about how it's very important for her to have a lot of conversations earlier on in the day of a match. She had one with her mom on Saturday, and it paid off big time. We'll step aside and come back in a little bit. Ohio leads 9-3 here in set 2, up 1-0 on ESPN.
Ohio sideline last set, and it was very clear to see Coach Jeff Carlson was not happy with the level of play his team was putting on the court. He had very few words to say. All he said was be aggressive, and that must have worked because they rallied and got the W in the first set.
Wow, what a blast from McKenna Schaefer from the outside. The senior, one of just 2 seniors on Ohio's roster, and it's 10-3 Ohio. That is a 7-0 Bobcat run.
There is that aggression that Quinn was just talking about.
Yes. Coach Carlson said McKenna Schaefer brings a level of physicality that we definitely need right now. Salinas, too powerful, point Ohio. And how about this? 8-0 run for Ohio.
Again, something I said before, that physicality is extremely important, but also being smart, snapping your wrist down, making sure you get that ball in an open place on the court. Looks like something Kent State has been struggling with.
This time a feathery touch from Karina Salinas, the redshirt senior. She overcooked the previous swing, and this time just takes something off of it.
What I just said, that was good ball placement. That's exactly what Kent State needs to be doing to throw the Bobcats off.
And she was very deceptive with it, too. It looked like she was going to take a big rip. Quick set in the middle, Sierra Evans. The freshman from Silver Spring, Maryland. Coach Carlson said Sierra had a sneaky good match against Miami. She had 4 kills and 2 blocks. And
said she did some great things. Really, he was really, really proud of her in that match.
Yeah, brought a lot of good stuff, to your point. And that was in Ohio's last match against Miami. Ohio's offense in rhythm, hitting .340 as a team. And that will rise. Anya Harchinska, another kill, her 7th. So much different set 2 for the Bobcats, who have led the majority of this set. As opposed to set 1, they trailed pretty much all the way until the 20s and grabbed set 1, 25-23. Bologna, tough first contact. Anya Harchinska, just unstoppable. That is her 8th kill on 12 swings, 0 attack errors. I repeat, 0 attack errors for Anya Harchinska.
Playing really well today.
Junior opposite from Ukraine. The only player on the all-conference preseason list in 2024. That drops in for a kill, Kent State. And it comes from the middle blocker, Nadia Miller, freshman from Bowling Green. She'll serve now. Miller had a season best .455 hit percentage this past weekend in Kent State's matchup against Miami. Hit .455 on 7 kills. And Kent State played the same opponents that Ohio did this past weekend. So that is a little bit interesting when it comes to scouting purposes. Coach Carlson said we wanted to rest a lot in the days leading up to this match because of the quick turnaround, but that doesn't mean we can't watch film. And that's also something that they did in addition to recover, as we'll keep it here on ESPN Plus. 14-6. Ohio leads Kent State. So we've told you and talked a lot about Ohio offensively tonight, and we've mentioned the names Cam Hunt, Anya Harchinska. Here's proof right here. Boom, they're 2 of the best pin hitters in the MAC, and maybe the best pin hitting duo, Lucy, in the Mid-American Conference.
Yeah, absolutely. And we can see representation from both Anna and Cam on here. Those are players that we were watching coming into this set and players that we've seen doing a lot of great things on the court today. Now, Sam, if you were down there, if you were Coach Carlson right now, what are you telling Ohio to keep this win going?
Yeah, I mean, I think serve receive has been really strong. I like the way Ohio is getting in system. I also like the way that Ohio is delivering out of system. I feel like, would you agree with me on that?
Yeah,
that they're delivering well out of system. So I think a mix of both. It's been impressive to watch Ohio handle both in and out of system sequences. And Cam Hunt did say yesterday on the coaches show that we've worked a lot on out of system passing, and it's paid off. And you can see the hit percentage right there at .340, regardless whether Ohio's been in or out of system. They have delivered.
Kent State dominant on those blocks, 4-1.
Yeah, they had a really good block weekend against Ball State and Miami, as The Bobcats get another point, and it's 15-6. Kent State, in their match against Miami, had 19 blocks, which is the most blocks in a match since 2009. So it's good to see from their point of view to see the blocks continue to go up with 4 tonight.
Anya Harchinska and Cam Hunt out for the Bobcats. It's 2 names we were just talking about.
And McKenna Schaefer providing depth with those 2 off the floor. Cam Hunt now playing back row. Bryn Yankee, diving effort from the back row there. Tylee Fuller as a defensive specialist, and Liz Horleim pumps that one wide. Kent State coming off a 6-23 season last year and did not make the MAC tournament, but Coach Eckerman, she's got a great background as a player, trying to slowly build this program. It hasn't been easy, but now she has pretty much everybody, now officially, everybody on Kent State's roster is or was recruited by Coach Eckerman, which is a big difference that they're all her players.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, what we just saw in that last play, that was Olivia Gardner. That's one of Ohio's transfers. She transferred from Loyola. 114 kills so far in 2024.
And she's been versatile at the net, both offensively and defensively, as Liz Horleim registers another kill for the Bobcats. That is her 4th kill on 8 swings. Bit surprising to see Liz have 3 attack errors. Her hit percentage is 6th in the MAC. And this is Mackenzie McGuire, who heads to the service line. A junior from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Gatorade Oklahoma Player of the Year out of high school. And our player to watch today. So far, 4 kills. There she is in the back row. Nice up. And a free ball from Kent State. Setter dump. Bryn Yankee. 19-8 Ohio.
There is the tactical stuff that we've needed to see from Ohio. Let's take another look at that. Again, you don't expect to see that setter dump because it looked like she was going up to set up one of her hitters. It's exactly what Kent State thought.
Cam Hunt off the top of the blockers. Bologna recovers. And now Karina Salinas from the outside. The redshirt senior, junior college transfer in year 2 at Kent State. Cashes in her 3rd kill despite hitting into the negatives.
See if Kent State can take the lead back. Don't believe they've had the lead yet this set.
They have not, and it's going to take a massive comeback to do so as Sierra Evans registers her 2nd kill. With the setter dump, too, how do you prepare for that? If you're in the back row, are you creeping up more, or is that something you're going to just give up?
Setter dumps are something that you just don't expect. To me, you want to be creeping up, but again, that's something really hard to expect, especially from down on the court when it looks like your setter is going up to set up one of your outside hitters. That's something very, very deceptive that a setter needs to learn to be great.
And we've seen it from Bryn Yankee so far today. What a rally. Anya Harchinska pushes that one out, and she immediately tapped her chest and said, "That's on me, that's on me." That's accountability. That's what you love to see from one of your leaders.
There's a smile on her face, not letting her not letting that get her down. Hyping up her teammates.
Yeah, that's what I love about volleyball, right? No matter whether you win or lose the point, you come together very quickly, regroup, reset. Nice cover, Darby Ricketts in the middle. Karina Salinas from the outside. Darby to the rescue. Cam Hunt off the top of the block, and it's Bologna who keeps it alive. Mackenzie McGuire cooks it from the back row. My goodness, what a kill.
And to your point from before, Sam, the most important thing that you can do, especially if you're in a deficit, is stay positive down on that court, because negative energy is very contagious. So when you're there, that'll have an effect on all your teammates.
Yeah, body language, definitely. Both teams very much engaged. We're seeing it. Nice kill, Nadia Miller. Freshman from Bowling Green, Ohio, number 8 in the navy and yellow. Timeout, Ohio, 20-12. The Bobcats lead the Golden Flashes. There's Coach Eckerman chatting with Nadia Miller, one of 6 freshmen on Kent State's roster. A very young team that only was able to really incorporate 5 to 6 players during their spring season, Lucy. That's one thing we heard Coach Eckerman talk about in her preseason chat with Emily Eman by way of the Mid-American Conference YouTube channel.
Yeah, she said this team has a lot of depth and she has a lot of different options that she can utilize for this team. And that's something really important, especially when you have such a young team. It's a very young and new team. You want to make sure that your team is clicking as well as knowing what they're doing strategically.
Definitely feels like both teams have brought the energy in a midweek match. Not every week do you see teams play and sprinkle in one midweek match. And for Ohio, it just so happens that it's coming off of a pretty grueling stretch, because on the horizon they've got to go and play Eastern Michigan, they got to play Buffalo, they got to play Central Michigan, and they got to play Bowling Green as well. So this is why we highlighted it. This is being a must-win for the Bobcats, who are on the outside looking in at the conference tournament right now.
Yeah, we talked about how exhausting really the past couple of days have been for Ohio. October 11th, they were at Northern Illinois. They came out of that 3-0 win. Then again on the 18th, about a week later, Ball State lost 2-3, 5-set, grueling match. And then match the next day against Miami. That was a win 3-1. We haven't seen that exhaustion in this set yet.
Yeah, it looked like Ohio was a little bit tired or fatigued in that first set, but they grinded through it and won 25-23, and now they've really put their foot on the gas. Nice float serve there from Cam Hunt. Salinas. Charity McKellar pushes it out to McKenna Schaefer. A lot of tools in Schaefer's toolbox tonight, as she has been dialed in. 4 kills on 5 swings for the senior from Huron, Ohio. This is definitely McKenna Schaefer's best match of the season, as Ohio gets another point.
That was Sierra Evans. She's a freshman out of Maryland, 6'1", using her height to her advantage when you can snap your wrist down.
Yeah, freshman at 6'1" from Silver Spring, Maryland. Nice diving effort in the back row from Kent State. That's Tylee Fuller. And this time, Kendall White registers the kill for Kent State. As you can see there, Kendall White trying to calm her team down.
Just take a breath. That's the most important part. You're in a 10-point deficit. You need to take a breath and remember how to get back to the basics.
Charity McKellar rushes over. Here's an out-of-system ball for McKenna Schaefer. And McKenna Schaefer with her 5th kill of the match. She's being used more than she's ever been used in a match this season.
And we saw Tyler Fuller making that dive. That right there is called a pancake. When you get your hand flat down on the court, get it to pop up a little bit. Obviously, it didn't work out that time. That's what she was intending to do.
Ohio takes the second set in a blink of an eye, 25-13. After the first set was tight, 25-23, and now 25-13. Wow. Thoughts so far on the match so far?
I just think that we were concerned about Ohio being a little tired. Obviously, Coach Carlston made it a point of emphasis to take care of each other, take care of the team, especially in this busy stretch for them. And it doesn't seem like that's had much of an effect on them, at least in this second set. And that's been really important. Tactically, you've seen the fearlessness, you've seen the competitiveness, you've seen the smarts.
Ohio leads 2-0, 25-13. 25-23, 25-13. Back with Lucy Schaefer. My name is Sam Hyman. Cam Hunt, the kill queen in the Mid-American Conference, Lucy, and she has locked in tonight with 10 kills.
And again, we talked a lot pre-game about her improvement from last season. She was on the all-freshman team in the MAC, But she's already improved that by around 40 kills now at this point, and we're not even done with the season.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. The queen of kills in the Mid-American Conference with 10 of them, and she's hitting 231. What do you like most about her game?
I like a lot about how she's placing the ball pretty intentionally. That's one of the most important things that you can do as an outside hitter is find that ball placement. It's really difficult, especially when you're in the air. You're not really sure where everybody is. But when you can read the game as well as Cam Hunt has been doing, that's where you can pull away with those wins. Again, Ohio won that last set 25-13. Won the first set in a tight one. Looks like Kent State was going to win that one. Might have been their best volleyball of the season.
Yeah, I think Kent State's got to feel good about the way they played in that first set. They competed and led the entire way up until the set went into the 20s. So
and they need to make sure they don't let that last loss affect them. Because what's really important, especially when we're getting down to this third set, Ohio could take the whole game in this one. But if Kent State goes back, it'll go to 4 sets and then 5 sets if they come back to it. So they really just need to persevere through that. And then Ohio needs to keep their foot on the gas. They can't get tired, and that's not something that I've seen to be a problem with them so far.
All right, for more on the way this match is going, we got a report from
Kent State's bench the second set. And despite being down 2-0, the vibes are still high off that bench. Every timeout that was called, they would run to the opposite end of the court and come back, all the while cheering on their players that are on the court. So despite the 2-0 set deficit, Kent State is still very much in this match, Sam.
Yeah, good point. Lucy and I were talking about that earlier. Just body language, mindset. You're down 2-0. It's not easy because Kent State's 1-17, and they've been swept 12 times this season. But got to regroup. Set 3 underway. Ohio leads 2-0. And the first point goes to Ohio. Liv Gardner tools the block. That has been a theme in this match.
And to finish off kind of what you were saying right before that first point, Coach Eckerman said that it's been a real big strength of hers to be able to connect with her players through her experience.
Yeah, trying to instill that and really connect in a time of what seems to be a struggle for Kent State, as they are down 2-0, and we are tied at 1 apiece here in set 3. We apologize for some of the technical difficulties with our graphics as Cam Hunt registers a kill. So a 2-1 lead for the Bobcats in set 3. Cam Hunt with 11 kills, and she surpassed 300 for the season with her first kill of the match today.
It's a name that we've been saying a lot. She is just a sophomore. I can't imagine what she's going to be doing in her junior and senior seasons. That's something really important to remember, is that she's just a sophomore. Yeah,
and I asked Coach Carlston, are you surprised by the jump Cam took and is taking from freshman to sophomore year? And Coach Carlston said, I'm not surprised at all, as Cam collects another kill, her 12th. In fact, Coach Carlston went on to say that he remembers a conversation that he had with Cam months before she arrived on campus as a freshman, and was like, she gets it. She's different, and my goodness, has she taken her game to another level from freshman to sophomore year. Just being that sponge. Cam Hunt used the word sponge. I have to be a sponge as soon as I started college, and it's paid off. Nice roll shot. 3-2 lead for Ohio in set 3, leading 2-0. And a point for Kent State, Anna Shoemake.
One of the most difficult things to master as a volleyball player is that defense when a ball goes into the net. It's really, really hard because that net it's not very bouncy. So when the ball goes off of it, you have to be ready under it to defend. It's not an easy thing.
Great adjustment and cover from Anya Harchinska to keep the point alive. Charity McKellar, quick set. Cam Hunt roofed. Up top, Hannah Shoemake making things happen along with Nadia Miller. 5th block for Kent State. That's been the area of dominance for the Golden Flashes.
We saw those stats earlier in the match. Kent State led 4-1. Now it's 5.
Anya Harchinska from the right side. And Ohio ties it up at 4 here in set 3.
It's very unpredictable where those kills are going to be going. Obviously, we saw Mackenzie McGuire stepped a little bit back, but it's hard to predict about where those balls are going to be because if you're too far forward, that ball could hit you straight in the face.
Kendall White, quick set in the middle. Nadia Miller cashes in, freshman from Bowling Green, Ohio. And that is her 3rd kill of this match, and it's 5-4. Kent State leads Ohio in set 3. Kent State is down 2-0.
And Sam, if I'm correct, this is Kent State's first lead since the first set.
It is. It is, and it grows to 2 now with Tylee Fuller, service ace, the senior from Utah, who has played at UC Riverside, Iowa Western, a junior college, and College of Southern Nevada. That is not a service ace, pardon me. The official, the down ref, called a rotation violation on Ohio. Remember, but rotations and subs are different. And Ohio was out of rotation. The rotations are set before the match, and the official just called out Ohio for being out of rotation. McGuire out of system swing. Charity McKellar, quick set in the middle. Nice up from Baligny. Now McKenna Schaefer. Wow, that was absolutely blasted back for a block. Nadia Miller. And who else? Anna Shoemake. She's been hanging out on that right side net. That is the 5th block. No, 6th block now for Kent State.
We felt and heard that power
we did.
All the way from up here.
Yeah, the shockwaves were rippling back towards where we are.
Definitely, like you said, Kent State's area of strength.
At the net, for sure. 5 blocks for Kent State, 2 Ohio's 2. And the Golden Flashes are on a 4-0 run. We'll take a quick break. 8-4, Kent State leads Ohio in set 3. Down, though, 2-0 to the Bobcats on ESPN+. Upref is just saying we're going to redo that point. So Tylee Fuller will serve again. 8-4 lead for Kent State here in set 3. Kent State is trailing 2-0. Back with Lucy Schaefer. My name is Sam Hyman. Quinn Elfers is our sideline reporter. Service error on the Golden Flashes. And that is the 4th service error for Kent State.
We've got a lead from Kent State, but Ohio has been in this position before. We're getting a little bit of deja vu from the first set.
Karina Salinas tools the block. And she has had a rough go tonight with 4 kills on 20 swings, but they're still hunting her on that outside. She leads the team in total attacks, so they're not going to quit from going to her.
Looks like a little bit of confusion from Ohio on that last play.
From the middle, and Nadia Miller drives it through the blockers, the freshman middle blocker with her 4th kill, and Kent State leads 10-5 in set 3, down 2-0. And this is a sub. Darby Ricketts will check in and play front row. So again, she has not played a ton up at the net now in this match and the previous match. That was an adjustment Coach Carlson made last match for the first time. And Coach Carlson said that teams have just been going after Darby because she is the shortest outside on Ohio's roster at 5'7". They've been going after her. And that's why Ohio tried to make an adjustment here. Here is Darby, though, from the outside. Now Kendall White, setter dump. Darby covers. And Liz Horline. Wow, somehow, some way, Kent State keeps that alive. Nice cover, Kendall Hickey. And Darby is blocked. And that's exactly what Kent State wants to do on Darby's swings. Nadia Miller and Anna Shoemake.
Let's take a look at this again. Watch the blocks right there. That was 2 consecutive blocks that Ohio was able to recover at first, but then wasn't able to at second time.
And that was actually Kendall White, pardon me, along with Nadia Miller. As Liz Horline misfires, and Kent State now has accelerated things quite a bit. 13-5 lead for the Golden Flashes, who are down 2-0.
There are a lot of little mistakes we've been seeing from Ohio in this set, not being able to cover those spaces. And we saw that ball placement. We were trying to see a tip from the end of, or from along the net, but we couldn't get that over. They couldn't get that over.
Leah Rogers checks in for the first time for the Bobcats. Nice up in the back row, Tylee Fuller. And now a back row attack, Karina Salinas. Ohio discombobulated, but the point's still up for grabs. Mackenzie McGuire, somehow, some way, still point in the balance. And Nadia Miller plants that one inside the white line, point Kent State.
We've been seeing a lot more strategy from Kent State. We saw that ball go right on the line. It's hard to tell in those situations. You just got to guess, and that was the wrong guess for Ohio.
Karina Salinas, the redshirt senior from Mission, Texas, serves. Darby Ricketts tries to float it over top. And Harchinska, bullseye in the back row for the junior opposite from Ukraine. And finally, Ohio sides out on that service game from Karina Salinas and ends the 6-0 Kent State run.
Bryn Yankee and Olivia Gardner in for Ohio.
And there's Kendall Hickey. Liv Gardner from the right side. Kendall White pushes it out high for Mackenzie McGuire. Excellent elevation off the dance floor. And McGuire with her team leading 9th kill on 20 swings, hitting above 360.
All smiles over there on the Kent State side, and rightfully so. This is a 9-point lead, most we've seen since the first set. Just like we said, Kent State did not have a lead in last set.
Very impressed with the way Kent State has bounced back as Darby Ricketts tools the block. She told me before the season that she has to find ways to be crafty as an outside hitter. And because she's only 5'7", and the future is bright for Darby Ricketts, she is an absolute gamer. There she is in the back row. Now Bryn Yankee back sets Liv Gardner. Nice feathery touch and a pancake. Bologna, or pardon me, Kent State using the 2 libero designation. That's Leslie Ferruta on that diving attempt. That was not a successful pancake. So Leslie Ferruta wearing the libero jersey. Service ace for Darby Ricketts. That new rule now in college volleyball where you can designate 2 liberos in a set and they have to sub in and out for each other. And we have seen that now with Greta Bologna and Leslie Ferruta. Mackenzie McGuire slams it through the blockers. Kill for Kent State. And as you can see right there, if we get a wide shot, the liberos just subbed in for or just rotated in for each other. Here's Bryn Yankee, back sets Liv Gardner. Bryn Yankee, quick set, Leah Rogers, rejected, solo block. Liliana Makura. And Kent State has...
I was about to say, Kent State close to that first win.
Yeah, they've been swept in 12 matches this season, trying to push this to a 4th set. Cam Hunt clobbers that one over for her 13th kill on 32 swings.
Sierra Evans in for Kendall Hickey. Sierra Evans is a dominant force that we've seen at that net, something that Ohio really needs right now.
Yeah, 3 kills and a .375 hit percentage for Sierra Evans in this match, the freshman from Silver Spring, Maryland. Cam Hunt. Touch called by Kent State, point Ohio. Ohio's third match in 5 days. They've got to go to Eastern Michigan this weekend. And Eastern Michigan's top 5 in the league as Anna Shoemake registers a kill, her 7th.
That was Bryn Yankee on that attempt. Again, those are tough ones. When they're too low to the ground, you can never anticipate whether it's coming straight at you or towards the ground. That's why reading the game is so important.
This is pushed out to who else? Cam Hunt. Out of system, McGuire whacks it all the way over. And into the campfire. Cam Hunt, it's sizzling hot. And she's got 14 kills.
Is insanely impressive. She, again, is just a sophomore.
So versatile. That wasn't a powerful swing, but the placement was so perfect. Anya Harchinska upped by Kendall White. Setter got first contact there, and Kent State gets a point out of it. That's number 12, Anna Shoemake. (19-12) lead for the Golden Flashes. Dropped the first set 25-23. Dropped the second set 25-13. Cam Hunt and a block. 9 blocks for the Golden Flashes, keeping them in this set.
Looks like they're keeping composed down there. That's one of the biggest keys to winning those sets is that composure. You don't want to get complacent, but you also want to be composed down there. Again, Kent State winning 20-12. This is a big, impressive lead for them.
Whacked over. Lexi Grissett into the match for the first time. Freshman setter. Cam Hunt, roll shot. Diving effort there. Kendall White. And Ohio gets the point. Kendall White, a couple of first contacts for her. She is the setter, but has had to adjust and make a first contact playing back row there. Now she sets in the middle, and Nadia Miller blasts it over for a kill.
That back corner is one of the most beautiful spots you can put a ball. Let's watch it again. See that pop up right there. Short set right in that back corner. That's an area that you can't cover.
Yeah, it's like upper 90 in soccer. It's impossible to get there. That's pushed out.
Kent State 3 points away from their first victory. See if Ohio can claw back.
Yeah, they have not won a set in this match. Trying to take set 3. Sierra Evans with other ideas. The freshman from Silver Spring, Maryland, started volleyball pretty late, freshman year of high school. And she said that at the beginning of the season, what is everyone doing just hitting the ball over the net? How is this fun? That was what she thought when she was a freshman in high school.
And she's the one Ohio wants to utilize in these high-pressure situations, especially with her height, blocking at the net.
Darby Ricketts. Now Kendall White back sets. Here's a back row attack, Mackenzie McGuire. Ricketts has to rescue this off a free ball. Kendall White, quick set in the middle. Miller, they've been in system. We'll see if they go to it again. Nadia Miller, blast off. How about it? She's been the go-to target now with 7 kills. And Kent State's 2 points away from set 3.
We saw 2 of those short sets up in there. Didn't work the first time, but the second time obviously worked out for them very beautifully.
Lexi Grissett pushes it out. Darby Ricketts, and she overcooks that one. Ohio's used 3 setters in this match. Charity McKellar, Bryn Yankee, and now Lexi Grissett. It goes back to Quinn's point at the beginning of the broadcast. Expect a lot of things to get thrown out there on the court from both sides, trying to implement different things.
Game point.
Service error from number 9, Karina Salinas.
And in these situations, you're 1 point away. Again, you don't want to get complacent because Ohio has that full ability to just crawl back. We saw it in the first set. Obviously, this is a little bit more of a high-pressure situation since we are only 1 point away.
Here is set point for Kent State off the overpass. Yankee to Darby. There's that communication. Cam Hunt yelling, mine, mine. And this is Mackenzie McGuire's, though. That's hers. Kent State forces a fourth set, 25-15.
We saw a lot of power from the Golden Flashes in this set. Something different from them. They brought something different. It was almost like they brought how they started playing in the first half of the first set.
And we'll see what happens in set 4. We'll take a quick break and come back on ESPN+. Back inside the Convocation Center alongside Lucy Schaefer. My name is Sam Hyman. Quinn Elfers down on the sidelines. Well, the Mid-American Conference wide open right now when it comes to volleyball. These are our MAC standings presented by Conn's Potato Chips. Three-way tie at the top. Central Michigan, Bowling Green, and Buffalo. Ohio has to play all three of those teams and Eastern Michigan, who's 6-3. Their schedule is not favorable down the stretch. If they want to get in the MAC tournament, they're certainly going to earn it, Lucy.
Absolutely. And 2 weeks ago, they just lost against Ball State. Really tough loss. That was a 2-3 loss. Really tight game. And then last week, Miami win 3-1. So they're hoping to increase that win streak to 2. And it's really important to emphasize that this is not the last time these two teams are going to be seeing each other. They're going to be meeting again on November 5th. And as everybody knows, it is hard to beat a team twice. Yeah. So we'll see who comes out on top here and see if they can do it again. As Quinn said, expect the unexpected.
No doubt. One other match to highlight that's going on right now in the MAC. Buffalo and Akron are playing, and that is tied at 1 set apiece. Buffalo, one of those teams that is 7-2. Nice diving pancake, Cam Hunt. Points alive. Bryn Yankee back from the 10-foot line. Cam Hunt off the top of the blockers. And anytime you get a pancake, go back to Cam, and she delivered. 1-0 lead for the Bobcats. Darby Ricketts will serve. Cam Hunt now with 16 kills. Ohio, a little out of system right there. Somehow, point still alive. Cam Hunt. Wow. 17 kills for Cam, the sophomore from Sylvania, Ohio, Toledo suburb. She is unbelievable.
You all can see how strong she is. We can see it. You all can see it. And that's a lot for your opponent on the other side of the net.
Yankee set her dump. Bryn Yankee with 3 kills. 24 assists, but 3 kills for the freshman center from Westfield, Wisconsin.
And Sam, you were talking about the setter stuff going on this team. It's been really complicated, especially with injuries.
Yeah, no doubt. And Bryn Yankee got a bit of a slow start to her college career at Ohio. She missed a little bit of the preseason. She missed Ohio's opening weekend, which was the Bobcat Invitational. So it took her a while to get acclimated and playing matches regularly as Liv Gardner takes a crack. Now Cam Hunt from the 10-foot line touches the back line. Wow, bullseye for Cam Hunt. 18 kills for a rising star at the Division I level.
We saw Coach Eckerman throw her hand up. She thought it was out. Again, it just goes to tell how hard those calls really are and how hard those line judges work.
You know, even more on Cam Hunt and her background. She played on 3 club teams during the high school days. One was Legacy, which is a high-level, highly touted club team, Legacy in Michigan. Same club team that Nebraska outside Harper Murray played on as well. Harper Murray currently plays on Nebraska, and Cam Hunt came from that same club team. So she has definitely been tested early in her volleyball career and is taking this league by storm here in 2024. I mean, there's nothing else to say. Another kill, 19 of them.
You can't say much more at that point. It's just over and over. She has just been the most dominant figure for this team today. And especially when you just lost the last set, you need that figure. You need that leader on the court.
5-3 lead for Ohio after dropping that third set 25-15. Anna Shoemake sends shockwaves across the combo after that kill. Shoemake's 9th.
Bobcats getting a little bit of their own medicine. You've got Kim Hunt versus Shoemake, and you see that same amount of power, the same amount of snap on those kills.
Yeah, she definitely has some boom behind her swing. Here's Anya Harchinska from the right side. Soars into the stands. Anya Harchinska with her 12th kill. A 6-4 lead for the Bobcats, who have beaten Kent State 12 out of the last 13 matchups. Kendall White pushes it out. Karina Salinas. Charity McKellar for Anya Harchinska. Up in the back row, Mackenzie McGuire. 6 rotation outside. Salinas again. Almost caught Ohio napping, but Evans somehow keeps the point alive. Now a setter dump from McKellar. Nadia Miller from the middle. Mission accomplished. Her 8th kill on 17 swings.
It is so difficult sometimes to recover from those rallies when you are constantly moving, and we saw Kent State really capitalize on that.
Nadia Miller, it feels like as a middle blocker, she's only a freshman. She is being targeted a lot in system for Kent State. And typically you see the outside and opposites targeted more. As McGuire pumps that one wide, but when Kent State's in system, they are really making it a point to set their middle, Nadia Miller.
And to your point, Ohio, I'm sure, has done research on how young this team is. And Nadia Miller is one of those new freshmen, one of those 6. It's a very easy thing to get them out of rhythm when you just target those younger players.
And she was a bit discombobulated on that attack. The 4th attack error from Nadia Miller. As Kendall Hickey will serve, Ohio leads 8-5. Trying to pick up their 2nd straight win after a 4-set win this past weekend against Miami. Now Miller off the slide and just drops it down the drain. Nadia Miller's 9th kill.
And you were just talking about Ohio, how Ohio is looking for that 2nd win. Ohio has been a little bit inconsistent this season. The longest win streak that they've had is 2. So we want to be able to see if they can continue that win streak. Longest losing streak they've had is 4, and that spanned from September 7th all the way to September 14th. This isn't a new thing that Ohio has had to deal with a packed schedule in just a couple of days.
Yeah, that just kind of highlights how challenging Ohio's schedule has been, especially in the non-conference, taking on a team like Wright State that is a powerhouse, perennial powerhouse in the Horizon League, and then USC, a top 20 team, Loyola Marymount, Utah State.
And Ohio did win a set against USC. USC is ranked number 13. So that is something impressive about this Bobcat team.
Yeah, they took set 1 in that match against USC and competed from start to finish.
And that shows their set 1 consistency that you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, they have won 7. They've won set 1 7 of 9 times in conference play now. This is their 9th conference match of the season. Bryn Yonke, quick set to Liz Horline, roofed. Liliana Makura with Kent State's 10th block. Wow.
Now, I would love to know what Coach Eckerman said to her girls at the break, because they have been playing with so much fire. Last set, this set, even in a deficit, it still looks like Kent State is dominating that court down there.
McKenna Schaefer from the outside, and she tipped. It was overcooked, but Ohio.
Coach Eckerman was an outside hitter for Texas, and that's where she can really use her experience to motivate her players, especially with this young team.
And Kent State mistimes their jump there. Yeah, going back to that, you know, she was an outside hitter at Texas, national champion in 2012. I remember on our call with her last year, she said that Texas ran just an undefeated, unbeaten, unstoppable out-of-system ball. That was so good. Not often do you hear unstoppable out-of-system ball.
Absolutely.
Wow, that one was absolutely blasted from Mackenzie McGuire. And she has a team-high 13 kills.
Look at the power on that. Snap down on that wrist. Even when you put it in a place where there are two players, when there's too much power, that communication can really get confusing.
Bryn Yonke from the 10-foot line. A high 2 ball for Cam Hunt off the top of the blockers. And Cam Hunt has 21 kills. She has hit 20 or more kills in a match now 6 times this season. Her career high is 27 kills.
Seems like we've been saying her name a lot, Sam.
We certainly have, and for good reason, as Kent State quickly sides out. Another look at this quick set. Kendall White for Anna Shoemake. 13-9 lead for Ohio in set 4. And a violation at the net. Bryn Yonke reached over.
Kent State taking advantage of a lot of those little mistakes. What they're doing, Coach Carlson told us for Ohio, is that the thing that they needed to work on was using all of those little things and making them build up. It looks like Kent State has been using a lot of that. And again, there is something really difficult, is that defense when the ball goes straight into the net. That is something to master. That's one of the best things you can master as a volleyball player.
Liliana Makura at the service line. Bryn Yonke back sets Liv Gardner. Upped. Mackenzie McGuire in the back row. Now Cam Hunt. That is not upped. 22 kills for Cam. And her hit percentage is absolutely off the charts. It's above 350.
Liliana Makura, off of that, saw her fall to the ground at the end of it. She's been doing just a phenomenal job on defense.
Yeah, there's only so much you can do when Cam rears back and fires away, as Karina Salinas mistimes her jump. And Haley Eckerman immediately grabbed the green card. She wants to challenge this play.
As you just saw on your screen, Cam Hunt, 22 kills in this match. That should be a season high of hers.
She's got a ways to go, actually, believe it or not. Before you're talking about a season high in kills?
Yes.
Yeah, she still has a ways to go. She's got to get to 27, which is her career high.
Wow.
She had 27 kills out in California against Loyola Marymount. I was in attendance for that match, and it was breathtaking.
Wow.
It was insane. Now, Ohio, unfortunately for the Bobcat fans, lost that match, but it was a 5-set grind.
And again, we were talking about how exhausting these sets can be, but especially when a game goes to 5 sets, not something, I don't want to say that it's not something that we don't see very often, but it's not something that the Bobcats have seen very often. We saw it against Ball State, but other than that, we saw it against Utah State and against App State, and that's it. That's 3 games out of their 19 that have gone to 5 sets. Let's take another look at this.
I'm not quite sure what they're checking here, because this looks like it was, without question, an attack error.
I was just about to say the same thing. I'm not
looking maybe to see if, did Ohio touch the ball here at all? They're looking for a net touch from Ohio.
Ooh. If it's anywhere, it would be at the bottom of that net.
We can't see it's tough. I did notice, though, Haley Eckerman, as soon as the point ended, she hustled to grab that green card. So there was a level of confidence in this challenge. So I don't know.
We have to make sure.
Wow. So she was confident. The call is reversed. So there wasn't net violation.
And as we talked about before, it takes a lot to reverse a call. You need a lot of evidence there. And just as you said, Coach Eckerman was really confident in that. And that's something that you bring from your experience. You can really read the game and read the ball.
Greta Bologny back as the libero for Kent State. Back row, this is McGuire. Now Kendall White, Mackenzie McGuire from the 10-foot line. Free ball, Kendall Hickey. Now Cam Hunt. And cranks that one out. Point Kent State. What a challenge. We'll reflect on how that challenge got reversed. And instead of 15-11, now it's all the way to within 1.
Kent State crawling back the same way that Ohio did in the first set. We know how that one ended.
Nice response. Anya Harchinska with her 13th kill. And we will step aside. 15-13, Ohio leads Kent State, and they lead Kent State 2-1 as well. We'll be back in a moment on ESPN+. 1 over Kent State. Back with Lucy Schaefer. My name is Sam Hyman. Quinn Elfers, our sideline reporter. And Ohio, a lot of these kills have come from Cam Hunt. She has 22, and she's got a double-double already as well. 22 kills, 10 digs. Anya Harchinska second on the team in kills. No surprise, 13 of them for the MAC's 4th leader in kills per set.
And we were talking about how dominant blocking has been on the Golden Flashes side, but also kills. Everybody just saw those stats on your screens, and not one team has completely outmatched another.
Harchinska rips it over for her 14th kill. Is unstoppable in system. Her hit percentage at .324. Joust at the net, won by Ohio. Sierra Evans. 17-13 lead for the Bobcats in set 4. Leading 2-1, looking for their 2nd straight win before they hit the road and play at Eastern Michigan this weekend. Karina Salinas. McKellar. Upped, back row, Fuller. Salinas. Anya Harchinska. Tylee Fuller collects. Upped. Leslie Ferruta in there as the libero. Look at her, scrappy once again by Ferruta. Upped again, Leslie Ferruta. Part of that 2nd libero designation, switching with Greta Bologny. Longest point of the match, it feels like, and Anya Harchinska puts the finishing touches on a marathon rally. Kill number 15. Timeout, Kent State. A demoralizing moment for the Golden Flashes after that long rally.
Let's talk about how important it really is for all players to play all positions on that court. We saw a dig from Kendall Hickey. She's the libero. We saw a set from Sierra Evans. She's an outside hitter. It is extremely important for every single player on this team to play every single position. You can have a label. That's exactly what you're supposed to play. But when it comes down to it, you need to be able to be ready to dig. You need to be able to set. You need to be able to have a kill and put your team in a good position.
Because not everything's going to be in system, and you have to be ready. You know, we've seen this all season, especially with Kendall Hickey. She's typically first contact, but we've seen her have to set when Ohio gets out of system. There's Kent State's head coach, Haley Eckerman. 3rd season as the leader of this program. Previous coaching stops include Tarleton State, Lamar, Waterloo West High School in her hometown. And just one of the most decorated volleyball players in Texas volleyball over the last decade plus. 2012 national champion and a 4-time All-American.
And if I'm Coach Jeff Carlston, I need my team to stay in this game. I need them to stay persistent. I need them to stay resilient, but also not get complacent. They've had the lead for the majority of this set. Obviously, we're seeing a lead 18-13 right now. 7 points away from a victory, but they can't get complacent on this.
Kendall White, she's been the only setter used tonight for Kent State. 33 assists. Anya Harchinska puts a dent in the convo floor. 16 kills. The junior opposite from Ukraine.
Undeniable that Anya has been one of the key contributors in this match today.
Yeah, she's got a heavy arm and excellent flick of the wrist, to your point, able to really plant that one down close to the 10-foot line. Has great torque on her swing. There's McKenna Schaefer. She's got 7 kills on 13 swings. This is by far her best match of the season. She came in with only 5 kills all year and not used that much at all. Karina Salinas. Ohio recovers. Kendall White, quick set. Nadia Miller, stuffed. Salinas. And an antenna violation on Kent State. Ohio is closing in on winning this match. Timeout, Haley Eckerman and Kent State.
This before in the first set with Ohio, so we'll see if Eckerman and her team are able to claw back from this deficit. The last set, and really a part of this set, we've seen dominance from the Golden Flashes. What have you seen most that you like from them?
From Kent State?
Yes.
Yeah, I think for Kent State, they haven't given up. There's no doubt. They're battling, they're grinding. I like what I've seen with Nadia Miller. I really do, from the middle. I feel like when she's set in system in the middle, she's terminated the ball very well. Even though she has 4 attack errors, she's got 9 kills. She's only a freshman, one of 6 freshmen on the roster. It's been impressive to watch.
And as you've mentioned, they have targeted her a lot. And it's a hard thing when you feel like the ball is just constantly coming at you. And there's Cam Hunt. She has just been undeniable for this team. 22 kills and 13 digs today. Just like you said, double-double already. Just completely dominant all season and this match.
Yeah, Cam Hunt, fun chatting with her before the season about her journey and introduction into the sport of volleyball. She told me that she grew up as a bouncy kid, always on the trampoline, just doing backflips and shooting a Nerf basketball into a hoop. She played basketball in high school, also dabbled in gymnastics as well, but found volleyball as her final passion to pursue at the college level. And certainly made the right decision based on what she's done so far in not even 2 full years in Athens.
One of the things you can use most is being a multi-sport athlete. You can take a lot of different elements from those sports and bring them into the one that you end up focusing on the most. And there she is again.
Service ace for Cam Hunt. Ohio's 4th service ace of this match. There's a float serve. Kent State's brought in a new setter. Chelsea Harvey, the senior. She only played in 1 set in 2 matches this past weekend against Miami and Ball State. She's still out there. And Logan Henderson has just checked in as well for the Golden Flashes. Sophomore from Charlotte. Service ace from Karina Salinas.
See Coach Eckerman utilizing her roster, utilizing the depth that she was telling us about before. And that one flies into the stands. And there's Nadia Miller.
Kent State now with 11 blocks. Timeout on the court. We'll keep it here on ESPN Plus. Ohio takes the timeout. Ohio coming up, they'll face Eastern Michigan on the road. 2 matches. And then they'll play the following weekend back inside the convo against Central Michigan, who's currently 7-2 in league play. Kent State's got a tough weekend coming up at Bowling Green. 2 matches. Bowling Green, one of those teams that's 7-2 in league play. The 3-way tie at the top of the MAC.
Kent State looking for their first win since September 6th against NJIT. That was a win 3-0. But since then, we've seen a lot of 3-0 losses from Kent State, which is why this match is really admirable on their side. They've won a set. It's their first time winning a set since Miami.
Yeah, they've been swept 12 times this season, so to even win a set, I know that obviously is not the end goal, but to win a set and to do it the way that they did, very impressive. They won the third set 25-15.
You got to go game by game, especially in these matches. It's you focus on the next opponent, and then you focus on the next opponent. That's a big emphasis for a lot of coaches.
And Kent State frustrated that the music didn't stop. The serve happened, and Ohio gets the point. The official not going to redo that, but definitely an unfortunate situation there with the music that kept playing.
Coach Eckerman talking to the official right now. Doesn't look like that went anywhere. And we're here. That music is loud. It's distracting.
Mackenzie McGuire plants that one in the back row. 23-17, a much-needed side out. And Nadia Miller will serve.
Liliana Makura in for Leslie Faruda.
Yeah, and the new setter, Chelsea Harvey, didn't play the first 3 sets. She's in there for Kent State. Here is Harvey at the 10-foot line. The back set, Logan Henderson. And fresh off the bench, first kill of the match for Logan Henderson, the sophomore from Charlotte.
She's got 80 kills and 29 digs this season. She's only a sophomore, but last year she made the MAC all-freshman team as well. Posting some good numbers.
And that serve is just long. It's match point for the Bobcats.
Let's see if Kent State can keep that resilience up. Again, we've seen this before. Down 6 from the Bobcats. And here's Bryn Yankee to serve.
Henderson. Kent State still alive. Henderson's come off the bench in set 4 and delivered 2 kills. She'll sub out. And Kendall White will serve for Kent State. Match point number 2 for Ohio, trying to pick up their second consecutive win, build off last weekend. And there it is, Liz Horline ends the match. Ohio wins in 4, 25-23, 25-13, 15-25, and 25-19. Ohio